Your mantra of success and message to the students.
Mantra of success, I will go with my personal experience. I don't think there is any replacement for hard work. And the other thing is you need to be a good learner, you need to be a good observer. I think that what keeps ticking the learning curve going on, because if you stop observing, a lot of people watch, but there are a few people who observe, and I think that creates a differentiator in terms between you and the other people. Means if Newton had to just watch the apple falling, we would have never discovered gravity. He was observing that there was an apple which is falling and every object that is there keeps falling towards the earth. I think that gave him the discovery of gravity, which is one of the forces that drives the whole earth and the universe around it. So I think once you learn something, you should have the integrity to follow what you've learned. And this learning is not necessarily only from top down, it could be bottoms up. You could learn from your team. And today what I am is actually because of the teams that I've had. I honestly did not really have technical background like Oracle or the required technical scripts that would be there to run a particular software. I learned it from the teams that I was managing. I was honest enough to admit that yes, I don't know this subject, but I think you can teach me. What I have is the ability to put into context the strategic decision, but I would still need to learn. And today, if I'm leading IT company, is because I understood the technology piece from the teams that I had. So learning to not necessarily it has to be only from top down. You could learn from the teams under you as well. And then being well informed, being well read. I guess in today's world where it's like you're in a network world, you press a button, you get a response, you put one word and you get 1,000 pages of response from Google. I would still say we need to keep to our basics of being able to research, think, and then come up with a result. Like if I had to give you a tangible example for this, mental maths is still necessary, although we have calculators, right? Because if you stop doing mental maths, you would stop your brain from being developed to a point where it puts 2 plus 2 is equal to 4. If your brain continues to put 2 plus 2 is equal to 4, it will be able to take two pieces of information in future and come up with the result required. But if you start continue to saying, let me stop thinking, I have a calculator, I guess the brain will not get wired, while the solution will always be there, but you will not be able to think. And that's my humble submission, that be well informed, be well read, read, and a little bit of everything is also required. Like for example, if you're dealing with, let's say you want to build a new office and you want to discuss this with the architect, doing a little bit of preparation at home before you sit with the architect on the design, I think will help you give the brief required to the architect, or will help you understand what the architect is trying to tell you. So being well informed of the market situation is very important, especially if you want to be leadership roles, because you might take a decision based on some two inputs and ignore some major input, which could be data from the market. And the other thing which I think will be a challenge for future students like you is there is too much of information that is being thrown at you. Which one is the right one for you to sift, because the time taken to sift to that information will be so huge that you will not meet your delivery deadlines. So you should be able to figure out where to dig so that you get the water. Okay? And if that ability is built, I am sure you'll be successful. And since you guys are the ones who are the future of this economy, and you are born in, I must say, you guys are lucky you're born in a world of Google where put one word and you get 1,000 information. We used to have no choice but read thousands of books before we came up with one line of information. So I think you guys are lucky that you have Google with you, you have so many search engines. The other thing which you have is, especially for students from India, I would say, is that you're born in a country which is part of an emerging marketplace. You're born in a country which has such diverse economy, consumption patterns that we are going to be part of superpower. So I think you have the future in your hands, provided you want to shape it up. Right? And therefore, if you can dig up, get the right kind of information, be the required innovator. Followers, there are many. Be the required innovator. Now, being empowered with this knowledge of information, education, and you guys get all the compressed knowledge required in a capsule of 30 minutes, 40 minutes from the industry guys. We had no choice but to visit 1,000 places before we met the industry experts. I think this is a very good initiative where you're getting to learn directly and hear from the industry experts. But the point is, how do you apply it to your life? How much do you want to believe in that? How much do you want to believe in yourself first place? And then take it forward to execution. I think that is where the success would lie for you, all of you guys. And we wish all the best for all the students. And we hope that you guys develop the retail supply chain, whatever in your respective area, because I'm the consumer of the future that you will shape for us in this market.